News TV. I am so excited to have you here tonight. And I know that there is going to be a lot of things going on. So I'm going to get through our housekeeping first. And it's the Copyright Act of under the Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976 fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, teaching, education, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So, anyway, everyone, thank you again for joining us on Save News TV. I will not be holding you long. As you know, I am that person that gets to the point and do not waste your time. So I am not going to start today. We're going to get, so excuse me, our fireside chat. And I want to ask you before we go in, because of the type of chat that it has, maybe we should rename that to Down by the River chat. Because as you know, the old spiritual history is that when slaves escaped, that they would sing the song, we're, down by the river. That's what the origin of that song is, to let people know that they were fleeing, to meet them down by the river, because that's how they were going to escape. So we might want to change the title of this series to Down by the River Chat instead of Fireside Chat. But let me know, and you can put it in the chat, or in the for the replay crew, you can put it in the comment section and let me know exactly how you feel about that. Well, anyway, you all know that I've been reporting a lot of news this week, and a lot of things have been going on. And I want to say and be very clear that my brothers and sisters, there's a lot of things going on that's not what it appears to be, and neither is it any of our business. And we want to make it clear that it's none of our business, and for us to stay focused on what we are needing, and that is reparations. Okay. Now, one of the things, I feel sorry for the Ukrainians and what they're going through or whatever. I don't want anybody, the citizens killed, innocent soldiers or whatever, Russia, whatever. I have no ill will towards them. However, this is none of our business, black folk. This is none of our business. In less than a year, we have gone to save the day and lost lives, black lives, for people that do not look like us. While Joe Biden and the Biden administration is still studying reparations, but they were able to give reparations to Afghans and for people that crossed the border illegally, and for a whole host of people. Now, I'm not get it, but one thing we have to do is stand together, and that's what we are not doing. And we are accepting piecemeal tokens for payment. And what we need is payment. We don't need any tokens or whatever. But back to the point, which is Afghanistan is none of our business. I mean, Ukraine is none of our business. Afghan is neither, because if you go to whitehouse.gov website, I mean, .gov, you will find that Biden just this week signed an emergency act and an international emergency act to save the banks and the banking system for the Afghan people. However, he has not signed a check to us black people. Okay. And I'm talking about us that have are descendant of slaves and the original aboriginals of this nation that built this country and that was enslaved and are descendants of slaves. So let's be clear. This is not our fight. They're quick to save the day for those that they want to save the day for, but they're not saving the day for you. They're not saving the day for me or anyone else that look like me. Now, what else has he done this week? He has sent some tokenism, more tokenism out. Now, the Supreme Court nominee, I don't know her. I haven't had an opportunity to research her record yet because she was just announced. Now, one thing that people saw, and I went to this black website that I enjoy reading from time to time, and I was reading the comments when he announced them. Everybody, oh yes, yes, it's the Sister Braids for me. She's black. Oh yes, it's the Sister Braids. Okay, 2 thumbs up. Look, people, again, even though I haven't looked into her record, let's find out who she is first before we go cheering because somebody looked like us. We know just because you look like us don't make you one of us. First and foremost, she is her descendants, her parents or her descendants are Africans, and we are from that root also, some of us, and some of us are aboriginal to the United States in different places that were enslaved ancestors. But also remember that sometimes because they have not had that experience from their parents, their grandparents, their great grandparents, being descendants of slavery, they might have experienced racism, but they haven't experienced from the root that we have. Also, she's from a very, which I am so proud and happy for her, but she is from a very well-to-do family, and they did very well. She went to Harvard University, and also one thing you notice while they're showing pictures of her, they're not showing pictures of her and her husband. Okay. Now, I am all for you love who you love, but let's be clear here. Um, if you're going to show him, I mean, her, show him also. He is a white, and there's nothing wrong with her marrying a white man. She love who she loves, she marry who she married. But don't put something out there that try to appease to us and you're not telling the whole story. Okay. And we're proud of her. We're proud that she found the love of her life. We hope that they have a long, happy marriage for the rest of their life. And her religion, she is Jewish. And so there's nothing wrong with that because, as you know, we have what's going on in Israel here. We have no problem with the Jewish people whatsoever. But what we fail to realize as far as Black people is that we need to begin to champion our own selves. Just because we there are those that look like us does not mean that they're one of us. And this is very, very important, and I cannot say it enough, that we have to have people that represent us, that represent the struggle. These leaders of today, these Black leaders of today that head say that they represent us Black people, they are not representing us. They have failed. One thing about Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, there was 2 things that these gentlemen had in common. Number one, they stood for our people always. They never deviated. They never sold us out. They did not sell us out for a position. They did not sell us out for a check. They did not sell us out for political status. They stuck by us and they kept the same narrative of the end game. And the first was the equality, and then the reparations. We need reparations. Other thing that these 2 men have in common is that they never put their queens on the front line, not unless it was for purposes. Every picture you see of Martin Luther King Jr. marching, he had brothers in front. The only time when they started using women and children was because it was necessary for the media. Again, you all need to do your research and do your history. But when those marches was happening, those men were on the front line. They were taking the brunt of it. But now our men are some of them, not all of you, but some of y'all kings are MIA, and some of you women want to be men standing on the front lines. And I tell you all to sit back in your femininity. But we have to stay on focus. We have to stay on topic. We cannot be distracted by wars, rumors of wars. This person, this, these other groups. And I applaud them because one thing about it is that they have not lost their message. Just in Minnesota this past week, that the Asian community got laws enacted for got some more reparations, and in New York. But we black people, why are afraid of the word reparations and don't want to be paid? We need to be paid, and we deserve it. All these people, including those some of those that look like us, that's not us, are stood on our backs, our ancestors' backs. Our people was raped, beaten. Our men was castrated. And for what? There needs to be a payment. It's the day of reckoning. We need to be paid. And you all can get paid. You wouldn't go to work if somebody um, hit your car. You wouldn't say, oh, well, we got to think about the truck people. You know, we got to think about the truck people. So we want to add the truck people into our lawsuit. We need to think about the boat people, the boats, um, and the planes. No, you're going to go to their insurance company and you're going to get paid for your car. And this is what I'm telling us as Black people, those that are descendants of slaves and the aboriginals of this nation. We need to get together, stick together, and demand our payment. Do not be going out there voting, because these are little tricks that they play. They put these people up that look like us but have a different message, and they want us to fall for this foolishness because they know that you're visual. They know that our hearts are always loving and we think of other people first. But it's past time to put ourselves first and stop trying to think about everybody else. Until they cut a check, they write a check, not a check, check X. I want my 40 acres. I want my mule, which is a John Deere tractor, and I want interest on what has been 467 years since the beginning of slavery. 467 years. And we haven't gotten a dime. And y'all worried about somebody other community? Those communities got their stuff together. They speak as one, they walk as one, and it is time that we walk as one. We need to trash these trash leaders. We need to trash some of this media that come up and, come against reparations. But then you look at it. If you look deeper into these media outlets, number one, either they look like us but they're not us, or two, they are not owned by us, or three, they're getting checks from somebody that don't look like us. They're being paid on the back end. So like I encourage you all, do your research. These things are none of our business. Do not get worked up over Ukraine and Russia. Do not. Pray for them, feel sorry for them, do whatever you need to do as far as emotional, but do not get up in arms. Do not lose sight of the goal. Do not get all wrapped up, because like I stated, they could find money, they could find time to go rescue somebody that don't look like you. Okay? You don't see any of them going to rescue any of the African nations. Only thing they come there is to plunder, to steal, and to take from those nations. People, wake up, please. You are all intelligent, and you all have come so far that we know without a shadow of a doubt that these are not our people. They look like us, but they're not us. We also need to understand the warfare, the game plan, and I'm gonna come back. This will be a regular series, like I stated. If you should we change the name of these to Fireside Chat to let's say to Down by the River Chat. Now that might be good, because we're going to keep doing this, especially up to elections, because they got some game plan. They're putting people out front that look like us but don't represent us, that have no plans on advocating for us. And we need to be aware. We need to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. But we need to understand and let them understand until they pay reparations to us, whether it's Democrat or Republican, then they get no votes. Okay? They need to pay. And we need to voice our opinion. Make sure that you follow us on all social media. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this video out. Follow us on all social media. Make sure you watch us on Fire TV and Roku, and because we have some things over there that's not necessarily over here. And if I have to go in deep on some things for our quote fireside chat or any other thing, then it will be over there. So anyway, and then I've had people ask me, and I don't even know if I can find it. Here it is. I never put it up, and so I need to put it up. It how to contribute to us, because all things go to um help with broadcasting. You can cash app us at Save News, or the $ Save News. You can send us a PayPal, paypal.me/Save News, so you can buy us a coffee or you can contribute. But anyway, we appreciate all that you do. We thank you so much for joining us today. And we will be going in on a regular on these chats. So for the Play Crew and for the live chats, just let us know what you want to do. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in. We love you. God bless, and have a blessed day. Bye.